Good morning. All right. Hey. Yo. What's up, eh? Ni hao ma? Guten Morgen. Jumbo. Hey, welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. Now, why would we do something like that? Because trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hey, my name is Wayne. Nice to see you. Welcome to my office. So we're going to do some technicals, some fundamentals. Pip Pirates are. So technicals and fundamentals. Anything else you want to do? Some trader psych? I own psychotrader.com. Just figured I could write a book one day on psychotrader. Yeah. So what do you want to do? You let me know. I'll do my best to address your needs, your concerns, your wants, and your deepest, darkest desires. If you can fill out the poll, will the Fed cut rates in May? Well, that's what the market's trying to figure out. So let me know what you're thinking, and then we will look at the Fed Watch tool and see what they're thinking, and yada, yada, yada. Right on. But just look, this is my opportunity every day to thank you for being part of this community. I like what we do. I like gathering every morning and aligning or synchronizing our watches. I like that. So I think we make the Forex world a better place. So thank you for being in my life. So I've been doing this a while. I quit my VC job to become a full-time Forex trader. I traded on a demo account for 2 years. Yeah. I didn't want to leave my day job. I had the best day job ever. Imagine my day was basically an episode of Shark Tank, except it was 12-hour days. Yeah, that's a long Shark Tank episode, but that's what I did every day. So why would you want to give that up? So anyways, I gave it up because Forex was better, and that's pretty interesting, especially if your job is to analyze investment opportunities around the world, or actually not even investment opportunities, businesses. I would, and my team, I had a team, but I would have my team analyze business opportunities and valuations. And so I'd looked at all kinds of markets. And I've never seen a business better than Forex. That's pretty interesting. When that's your job to find the best business in the world, I found Forex, and so I quit my job and became a full-time Forex trader. So anyways, that's how I got here. That's me. How are you? Well, when I started, I was pretty needy. I didn't know anything. So I needed training. I needed coaching. I needed a broker. There were no books. I went looking for books and all that. So there are resources now made available to you. For example, Trader's Way is an ECN. It's a type of trading platform. When you click the button, your trades go into a pool of liquidity providers that we call the interbanking system. Yeah. Roderick said, how much did you make in your demo account before you decided I was ready? Well, so back then as a job, I earned a salary, I had benefits, I had paid vacation, so on and so forth, bonuses. So what I looked at is I had to make significantly more money as a trader than I did as an investor. Because as an investor, when I went to my office, if I made a bad investment, I didn't lose any money. And if I had a month where I didn't make any investments, I still got paid. As a Forex trader, if I had a bad month, I lost money. I didn't make money, I lost money. So I had to compensate for that, which is just risk. I had to place a valuation on that. And so I had to make much more as a trader than as an investor for the risk reward to make sense. So anyways. So I recommend Trader's Way. I've been with them for over 8 years. Okay. And being an ECN, I think you will find it an attractive service with attractive people. No, honestly, I recommend them. So check them out. They're good. Now, guess what? We've been talking about traders.co. This idea that we have radars for traders, it's AI-driven technical analysis. It's happening. It's done. I've signed all the contracts. Payment schedules have all been planned and organized contractually. The lawyers have been involved, so on and so forth. It's happening. Hang on. My phone is going like ape crazy. Just ape nutso. All right. Cool. So anyways, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. So if you're interested in having some very significant AI help you analyze the stock market, the commodity market, the Forex market, the crypto market, and basically reject 9,000 different things and say, hey man, here's the 3, 4, 5 things you need to focus on right now, right this second. And this one is a day trade, but this one is a scalp, and this one's a spot. And here's the probability of success. Yeah. That's not. So if you're interested in that, please visit traders.co and put your name on this list. I'm only going to let the people on this list sign up as a whisper launch. So if you're into it and you're like, man, I totally want something like that, if you don't put your name on that list, you may not get an email from me to join this year. Who knows? Okay, so if you want to be first in line, honey, I'm still free. Take a chance, take a chance, take a jiggy chance, dance, take a chance, take a chance. Yeah, true story. That was just so funny. True story. My wife and I have dinner with our children every day. We sit around a table. Some people are amazed by that. Yeah, we have dinner with our family every day. Anyways, my daughter and I break out in the middle of dinner into an ABBA song. And I'm like, right, she's, when you're all alone and the pretty birds won't sing. And I'm like, take a chance, take a chance, take a cheeky chance, chance, take a chance, take a chance, take a cheeky chance, chance. And it was just so awesome. My wife's like, what are you guys doing? Yeah. So you know life is good when you can break out into song with your daughter. Yeah. So So yeah, put your name on the list, bro. I will tell you, in all honesty, I generally agree with the AI's trade plans. I've analyzed things and figured out this is a day trade, this is a swing trade. It's really interesting. But what I'm finding right away is it's just noticing things I don't even look at. And I should probably be looking, but it might just be too much because you have to analyze all the bad things to get to the good things. So obviously, when I look at the good things, I'm like, oh yeah, I wouldn't have noticed that, but that is good. Well, of course it's good. That's why the AI told me. But what you have to realize is it also rejected 9,000 things. And of course, maybe that's why I wouldn't have uncovered the one good thing. But the technical trade plans are, quite good. It doesn't do fundamentals, so sometimes I disagree, because I'm like, well, with this coming up and that coming up. But the technical analysis is good technical analysis. But out of a personal experience, yesterday we had IVPMI. And again, this is not a sales pitch. This is the God's honest truth. It said, hey, IVPMI, there was a 100% chance of Aussie dollar going up 4 hours after the news. So the news came out at 10, and it said during the 4 hours after that, so from 10 to whatever, Aussie dollar has a 100% chance of going up. And I'm like, what? That's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. It's Canadian dollar news. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And sure enough, so I'm actually short Aussie dollar, so I'm curious about this because it says it'll 100% chance. I'm like, 100% chance. Well, again, it's not guessing. It's just saying in the past, when you look at all the times PMI came out, this is what happened. So it's just showing you the past performance. Now, past performance doesn't predict future results, but it is just saying in the past, every time it went up, and only for 4 hours. And I'm already short Aussie dollars. So I go check it out. News comes out, IVPMI, blah, 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 comes out. And lo and behold, Aussie dollar started going up. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And it kept going up slowly for 4 hours. And oh my God. And then it stopped going up. And I don't know. I just did not know that every time that has come out in the last 27 months in a row, that it led to a pattern like that. And I'm already amazed with the technology in general, that I put a lot of money into different AI projects, and it's just astounding after 22 years of doing the work myself to have automation and better processes, a way to process more data to uncover hidden gems like that. I'm stoked. This is going to be amazing. And so I should be able to have the first product or service, let's say, by March. Yeah, by March, this should be functioning, at least the first level. And then there's sort of like a next level and a next level. Like there's obviously a development timeline in play. But, this is going to go from the Motorola flip phone that you love so much to suddenly the first iPhone. You can listen to music on it. You can take pictures with it. Oh my God, it's mind-blowing. And yet there's things that we can do to make it even better. So that's where we are in the world. It's time to give up that clamshell. I know you love it, but this is the next level. It's a game changer. I'm convinced of it. Cool. So anyways, traders.com. If you don't know how to trade, well, maybe you need some investment decision processes. Okay, this is artificial intelligence doing fundamental analysis. Quantbox.co. You should automate that. I mean, seriously, the amount of information is absolutely, totally incredible for your decision-making process. So like this one page on Quantbox has been unbelievably powerful the last 3 or 4 weeks. Unbelievable. And what the average retail Forex trader does is logs into their account and wants to throw a trade on euro dollar. It's going to be, you're going to lose the war through attrition. My guess is you're treading water, slowly bleeding to death, because you just don't know. And anyways, Quantbox will fix that. And then if you don't know how to trade, take some training videos. They're cheap, but they're amazing. Okay, cheap and amazing. And there's no joke there. So I'm not joking around, man. All right, so we have some up now. Gee whiz, but we're still an hour away from the stock market open. But that's interesting. I was really thinking that we'd have red on the screen today, in particular on this Dow. Huh. Oh, Roderick says, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, my pleasure. I can tell you, Roderick, that my problem at that time was that I loved my job. I commuted to work. I'd drive to San Francisco in the morning, and I parked along the waterfront, actually a parking lot that was actually over the water in the San Francisco Bay. And I like wearing suits, so I wore suits. I used to have custom-made suits. Actually, they were vintage suits. I'd find vintage suits, and then I'd have them retailored. And I like wearing suits, so I'm like, and I like wearing trench coats and stuff. Like, I don't know, I should have lived in New York City. But I'd walk to work along the waterfront in the mornings. It's San Francisco. It's California. Like early as 9. Okay. So I'd walk to work and the sun would be shining and you'd hear the seagulls and the smell of the salt in the air. I could see the Bay Bridge. I'd walk under the Bay Bridge right next to that little fire station and Gordon Biersch, every day. I think it was the Levi's building at that time. And then I'd get to our beautiful building, and I'd go to my beautiful office, and we owned 2 floors of the entire building. This was a company I built. I was a key player in building from just, 10 people to suddenly we had 2 floors of a skyscraper. And the doors would open, bing, and there'd be 3 gatekeepers, and then you go into a room and there was 100 desks everywhere. People were doing things, and you'd see meetings going in the conference room. And I had an office, and it had 3 windows, and you look out the window, and there's Treasure Island. Just insane with the Bay Bridge and everything. Just insanely good. And then what I did all day, every day, was what I love to do. Listen to entrepreneurs give me sales pitches. And then we'd do all this research, and I was a young man, so I was stoked that I had 2 assistants plus a marketing assistant. So really I had 3 assistants, and then teams, and then consultants, and man, it was killer. So Roderick, my problem is I had to give all that up to become a Forex trader. Like, I didn't want to. A lot of people get to Forex because they have no other choice. They either can't get a job or they hated their job, right? So they're like, well, I think I'll get rich trading Forex. It was kind of a reverse osmosis for me. Is like I gave up my dream job, So I took it seriously is all I can say. Yeah, it was not an easy decision. Yeah. All right, so thank you for the votes. We have some nice votes, and most people say no, and some people say yes. Very interesting. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. I have a Fed Watch tool open, but I don't know where it is, so I'll just open a new one. Fed Watch tool. Let's see how things are going down. In a blaze of glory. All right. All right, so we're interested in May. So yesterday, it was 55% chance of a cut. Today, it's 54% chance of a cut. Now, a couple of people, 11.6% of the market thinks they're going to cut in March and May. Now, let's put this into context. Powell, during the press conference, said, not going to cut. Then Powell went on 60 Minutes on national television and said they're not going to cut. And members of the FOMC are now going out onto the street into their normal, doing speeches and stuff, saying that they're not going to cut. Yet, a significant amount of people in the market thinks the Fed is lying. 20% of the market thinks the Fed's lying. Huh. So that's part of our problem right now. The other thing that you want to note, so now this is going out to May, so 20% of the market thinks we'll cut in March, and then a whole bunch of the market believes another cut. So let's say 30% of the market thinks the first cut will be in May, and 20% of the market thinks the first cut will be in March, but of course, they're also in the other category, right? So like the second one. So 50% of the market believes that by May, there'll be, actually 60% of the market believes that by May, we'll have at least one cut. Okay. Now here's my problem. I have many problems, but this is one of them. I think that those traders, so 53 plus 11, 64% of the market is wrong. Now, this is a problem because, well, I don't know the future and they don't know the future. This is what we think. I need to now trade and invest not based on me being right. I need to be more careful about being wrong. I can't trade against these traders. They're 64% of institutional traders disagree with me, and they're all bigger and smarter and better looking than me. They drive faster cars. They have fancier watches. And I'm just, a humble retail Forex trader. So I can't move the market. So I need to wait for the market to agree with me. I don't want to outsmart them. That's where you go bankrupt. I have conviction. I know I'm right. That's irrelevant. Okay, and that's my message to you. It's not about being smarter than everybody else. It's about trading with the market. And so when I use QuantBox, for example, it tells me the market doesn't even agree. So I must be careful. It's not even like, well, the market says up, so I got to go with it. Actually, there's nothing going on quantitatively. Now, every day things may change, and this might go risk on, because 64% of the market right now is essentially telling me up. I say down. But it doesn't matter. I can't sell this green candle because I'm smarter. Am I? I don't know. I don't know the future. I know why I believe what I believe. But it very well could be wrong. So I have two choices. It's not a tough decision, as you can see. I could blow you away and you can ride with me. I said I'll ride with you if you can get me to the border. Whoa, sorry. Whoa. Flashback, right? Vietnam! All right. I can do nothing and wait for this to turn red, or I can trade with it until it stops working. What's the right answer? Yes. Because if you thought about it and you made a decision like that, then it's right. You thought about it and you made a decision. Once again, you can't predict the future, so you might as well just look at what you believe short term, medium term, and long term, and then, well, you got to make money. Wake up! You got to make the money. I like that song. With the mama sang us to sleep, now we're stressed out. Yeah. Anyway, so now you got to make money. And I'll tell you, one thing I know quantitatively is 64% of the market thinks this is going to go up. So is it going to go up? Probably. That's what probability is. The majority of institutional investors think up. But whoa, dude, 38% say down. So can you see that now that possibly is where you get the volatility, the up, the down, the up, the down. Not necessarily the rate of change volatility, but it goes up for 2 days, it goes down for 2 days. It goes up for 2 days, it goes down for 2 days. Bulls buy low, bears sell high, retail provides liquidity. Yeah, I get it, Greg, but I definitely don't trade that way. Yeah. I don't even know if you're joking or not, but I do know people that trade that way. There's other ways to probably play that. So I was talking to a hedge fund yesterday, actually, after my, so I was at the St. Louis Fed yesterday, which is kind of interesting. You know what we did at the St. Louis Fed? They taught me about arbitrage. It was great. Like arbitrage strategies on interest rates on deposits versus the Fed funds futures rates. It was great. Thank you, Fed. So anyways, later that evening, I get a ping on my phone and, hey man, we have to have a meeting. So anyway, so I'm having a meeting and they do, they're a Forex fund, but they do a lot. It's actually mostly now options with hedging in the spot market, which is great. And, when we're talking about issues like this of maybe consolidation, if you want to call that, like this mix of 64, let's say 60% of the market says up, 40% of the market says down, there isn't a clear winner. You'll say, well, 60-40, 60% is going to win, but you can change teams. And in fact, I watch bulls turn to bears and bears turn to bulls. That's why you use the FedWatch tool. So in 2 weeks, it could be 50-50, not 60-40, and that's the useful information. So going into a mixed market like that, in particular in a pivotal turning point, not just in the Fed, but a pivotal turning point in seasonality for fundamentals, Well, shoot, you could probably use options as the better play here. Okay? I'm starting to learn to love options as a Forex trader. And so that might be something we bring into Investor Bootcamp. To say, well, in this case, maybe we don't want to spot this. Maybe we want to throw down some options and play it that way, because let's say you're going to be short here, and you do an option play where you're basically short at the top. Let's say 38.5 or 30 whatever. Yeah, let's just say 38.5, 38,500. Okay, let's just say that's the play. And so you get this where, as long as price stays below this area here, you're going to make money. You see? Okay. Now, if you use spot, you have unlimited potential losses, right? If you are in a short trade right there, the Dow could go up forever. No. So you would have unlimited loss, right? You know what I mean? But if you used an option, you would know how much you could possibly lose right off the bat. You cannot, it's impossible to lose more than that. So you're like, well, maybe that's the better play for the entry. And if it goes up, then now you have a trend. See, we lack the trend. So maybe in times of lacking trend, you use options. And then if it breaks out, then you can go back into your spot trading, right? Or the other way around too, is once you get into a spot trade trend, you can use, let's say, an option instead of a stop loss, in a way so that you're protecting yourself from the downside if things change, but being able to stay into the trade longer for capturing the trend. Versus, you might get like a common challenge that retail traders have is that they get stopped out too often, right? Have you guys, let's say maybe it's not you, but have you heard of a Forex trader, someone like you? Do you know someone that is good at trading but somehow gets stopped out too early? You're good at picking trends, but you're not good in staying in trends? Well, maybe we change the strategy and say, well, let's get in the spot, but let's hedge with options. Therefore, you can stay in longer while still reducing your downside risk. And you're like, well, this might be it. So we can start adding that maybe, right? So I don't know. I'm open-minded, man. I'm open-minded. Now, Richard says, so we know the Fed will cut. Yes, we do know they will cut this year. Okay? And I am in a position that will benefit from that cut. I own the 20-year T-note at almost precisely exactly the bottom of the market. I mean, like within a day of the actual 20-year bottom. I'm like, I own it at the 20-year bottom. Like insane, right? Like I literally bought the bottom. Now, it hasn't gone up that much, but it will. It's going to go up. If the Fed cuts, it'll go up, and I will make money. So, like, I have that exposure, and based on that decision, and so now it's like it's only a matter of time. Prop firms? Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested, guys, if you know a legitimate prop firm, let me know who they are. Send me an email, wayne@fxbootcamp.com. I want to know who the legitimate prop firms are. I got some ideas to to help you. I mean, if you had a way to have amazing fundamental analysis, but you also had a way to have amazing technical analysis, but you also had an access to a live human coach, wow, you might actually be pretty successful if you had those types of tools, huh? Imagine you're Tiger Woods, you have the best coach, you have the best golf clubs, you have the best golf ball, and of course the prop firm part of it would be like Nike sponsoring you. You're like, wait, Nike just gave you $100 million. You have custom-made clubs, a custom-made ball, and the world's greatest coach, and they're all going to help you succeed? Uh-huh. Don't type it in here, Flash. Just email me, guys. Email me. Wayne@fxbootcamp.com. Yeah, it's just I got to have a list and then I got to do research. SMB. Yeah, they've been around. I know them from Wall Street Warriors. I think that's SMB, isn't it? Yeah. All right. Right. So the bottom line is, I'm incredibly skeptical of any of these prop firms because in my own mind, it doesn't make any business sense. So right off the bat, I'm like, this is bullshit. But they've been around long enough, and people are saying they actually get paid. So if there are legitimate firms that somehow have a legitimate business model, I mean, look, I don't have to know everything. Obviously, somebody's doing something right. How they get their financing and how they do their profit share, I don't know. Shoot, I don't know. Okay? I don't know. But I do know this. I want you to succeed. And if I can teach you and train you how to be a good trader, and that means a proper thought process, as well as a proper, general process. If I can teach you to be a good trader, then I'm achieving part of my goal. And then if part of that is getting you your first $100,000 because you're working with some prop firm, and now you have some money in your pocket and you're trading properly, and this gets you on a path to success, dude, I'm totally into that. Okay? I'm totally into that. So I guess I capitulate here. I've said nothing but bad things about prop firms, but if we're in now year 5 or year 6 of people using prop firms and they're getting funded and they're making money and they're collecting paychecks, and well, here's what I've always said. Okay, this is what I've always said. In the process of you becoming a full-time Forex trader, you must have a side gig. You must have a side hustle. You must go, let's say, 5 years profiting as a Forex trader and never taking the money out of your account. And if you can do more than 5 years, do more than 5 years. It's an issue of compounding. So how do you quit your day job, become a full-time Forex trader, make your 2 or 3 or 4% per month, and then not use the money to pay your rent and buy groceries and go on vacation? How do you just keep all the cash there and compound it 40-50% a year, and then 50% the year after, and then compound it 50% a year after, whatever your numbers are? You got to get real money, unless you already have a multi-million-dollar account. Okay, then you're fine. But most of you don't. So you got to get to a multi-million-dollar account. So how do you do that if you keep spending your money? And if you do the math, if you made $100,000 in 2024, but then you spend $80,000 living, then your account is only grown by 20%. Well, by the time you get to any serious money, you're 172 years old. Well, some people need to get there quicker than that. Well, the only way to do is increase your assets under management. So how do you do that? Well, you start your own hedge fund, and you have people put in the beginning, from people you get hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then later, as you have a track record, you'll attract millions of dollars from investors, right? And now you're got that. But that's actually a side hustle. If you could do that, the real money you'll make is not making money for your clients. So you really have to understand how hedge funds work. You're not going to get filthy, stinking rich running a hedge fund and keeping 20%. First of all, you're going to have staff, and you're going to have rent and bills to pay. You're going to get audited up the yin-yang. Like, no joke, you're going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a year getting audited. Okay? If you have a staff of 3, what is that, $300,000 a year? I mean, dude, you got bills to pay. What's your net capital requirements for your hedge fund? $100,000, $200,000? All of a sudden you're like, dude, you're 20% on a $5 million, fund. Let's say it's only $5 million. You're not even going to have enough to pay for your 3 staffers. So like, oh my God, how do you make money? Well, once again, the fund is the side hustle. The real money that buys you your Lambo and your private jet and whatever you're dreaming of, that comes from trading your own money and having that compound, right? But you're not going to be able to have a multi-million-dollar hedge fund if you don't have a track record of success. No one is going to give you any money if you can't say, here's what I've done for the last 5 years. If you say, well, I think I'm pretty good. I've never really traded a big account before. I've never traded other people's money before. I've only done forget it. You're dead, right? So look, let's go back to the side hustle thing. If your first side hustle is a prop firm, and you can show that you were trading a $100,000 account, and over 5 years you turned it into $300,000. Now you have a track record. And then you can say, well, the bigger money is going to be your own fund. And then from that, you scale that. So over 5 or 10 years, you go from 2 million to 40 million. And all of a sudden, now it's happening. But again, now that you're at the, let's say, 40 or $50 million level, and by the way, that's terribly, terribly, terribly small, by the way. But let's say you get to that 30, 40, 50 million. Now that's probably enough to pay the rent and have a staffer, put money aside for auditing, and pay yourself a decent salary. Oh. So you're still no Rolls Royce, still no private jet, still no McMansion. That money is not from you trading client money. It's from trading your little Forex account that you're doing now. Well, then you don't spend the money as you're growing your account. Then you get your prop firm account and you do that for 3 years and you get paid, but you're also doing your own account and you're growing that at the same rate and you never withdraw. You only spend the money that you get from your prop firm, but you never get out of your account. And then you do that for many years and get a track record, and then you start a hedge fund and you start doing small money, and it's, you're trying to live off of that if you can. Well, you're not going to have a staff or you're not going to have an office. You're still just trading some money. Maybe you have $1 million and you're out of your home office and it's small, but you can pay some bills and buy some groceries with this 20% of the profits you're collecting from your clients. But you're doing the same trades on your personal account. And so all of a sudden you fast forward 20 years, the whole 20 years, you've never taken money out of your personal Forex trading account. And by personal, I mean it actually should be incorporated and all that kind of stuff, right? But nonetheless, it's the private fund. Okay? It's your private fund. You never touch it. You grow it, and it's growing at whatever you're doing 2% a month, let's say. 2% a month is not 24. It's closer to 28. Let's just call it 30%. So you're compounding at 30% a year. It's insane how much money that will be. But the only way to do it is you can never touch it, you see? You never spend it. And if you watch Billions, in one of the episodes, and I'm sorry, I don't know which episode, they actually talk about this. Yeah, they actually talk about this. It's the secret internal fund, the private fund. And people are like, wait, what? You got access to Axe's private fund? The fund? See, like, for example, let's say you do the 2% a month. We call that 30% a year. So you're doing 30% a year for your clients, and you get to keep 20% of the 30%. You have to give up 80%. But in your personal fund doing the same stuff, you keep 100% of the profit, and you never spend it. So 30% a year, 30% a year, 30% a year, 30% a year. Oh my God, all of a sudden, in 20 years, your account is insane. That's where you get your private jet and your yacht. Okay? Models and bottles, if that's what you want, or if you want to give back to charity. You're like, Wayne, I just want to make money so I can give it to my church. Well, that's how you do it. Wayne, I just want to make money so I can feed the hungry. That's how you do it. But you can buy Rolexes and Ferraris too. That's how you do it. Now, what I would do is I'd take that giant pool of money when you're just sick of trading because it takes so much work. It's so hard. You have to maintain such a high level of focus and discipline. All of a sudden, you're like, you've grown it, let's say, to 10 million bucks, let's say. You started with thousands, and all of a sudden now, 25 years later, you got 10 million in cash, and you're like, you know what? That's enough. You buy an apartment building. Remember, 10 million, that should get you about a $25 million apartment building. Then you're earning 8% a year, maybe 6% a year after all the expenses and stuff. So you're collecting 6% profit on a $25 million asset, and you live on that, and you don't ever lift a finger for anything. Anything. Which reminds me, I was at a party in India, and I was watching the host, and he was walking around with his servant. I don't know what else you call it, butler, I guess, around with his butler, one of his butlers. And the butler's carrying a tray full of little dishes of nuts. And so he would walk over and say, put it here. And the guy would put it here. Then they would walk somewhere else and he would say, put it there. And they would put a little bowl there. And then they would walk somewhere else. It took two people to put down a bowl of nuts. One guy to point and the other one to do it. I'm like, why doesn't he just do it himself? Why doesn't he just like put the bowl of nut down? Well, hell's bells. That's not how it works. So anyways, he didn't have to lift a finger. It's so funny. But he put the nuts out. Just someone else carried them and put them down. So it was pretty funny. So anyways. Anyways. Okay. So anywho, all right. So we're sitting around here. I'm exhausted, by the way. I've had a long week, and it's Wednesday, right? So this market's opening, and I'm wondering if this is coming around. This looks very bullish, but we've already hit a daily target. That's insane. So this scares the bejesus out of me, whatever a bejesus is. It's now gone. And, yeah. So I have to watch for this, right? Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at my new calendar. I can't show you yet because it's all back office stuff. But we have EIA today, but that's way out at 10:30. We have some export data today. No biggie. So there's not a lot going on. On the news today. So the big thing is the 10:30 EIA report. Okay. Tomorrow, continuing jobless claims, wholesale inventory. Just nothing going on. Right? Wait, no, today's Wednesday. Sorry, I'm looking at this wrong. Sorry, today's Wednesday. No, wait. I'm messed up here. That should be Thursday. Maybe. I don't know. There's a glitch in the calendar, maybe. That's interesting. So jobless claims are on Thursday. But it's under Wednesday. CAD jobs report would be Friday, but the calendar's labeled Thursday. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to take a look at. Yes, Angel. Ryan. Ryan at fxbootcamp.com. He'll be happy to help. If you say, Wayne told me so. No, he'll be happy to help. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, the tornado alarm just went off. Interesting. All right, so that's interesting. The calendar is glitchy today. So anyways, so I'll go back to what I said. The big news is Friday, Kitty CAD. Okay. CAD jobs going to come out on Friday, so pay attention to that. And the rest of the week is mostly free and clear. I think we have already gone through the Magnificent Seven earnings, so most of that, risk is probably gone. Oh, by the way, I'm checking my emails. Part of it, why I'm getting my phone is ringing like crazy, is that for those that signed up for the QuantBox AI alert service, and I talked about it today, and you're like, I'm not getting it, I'm not getting it. Like 5 or 6 people, bing, 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 I'm not getting it. Oh, wait. No, some people did get it, but it was in spam. Yeah, it's going to spam, guys. So you have to whitelist it. So you did get it, even though the people that say you didn't get it, you did get it. It's been blocked, spammed, filtered. You have to, it's not like the system can't say send it to Kyle but not to Jim. Like, it can't do that. If Kyle got it, Jim got it. So anyways, let's try to find it. Yeah, Jean-Guy got it. But here's the next thing. Here's the next thing for those that are on that, have been sending me emails or looking for that. At 9:28, okay, so in 26 minutes, you will get a new one. Okay, today's will come out in 26 minutes. So look for that and then whitelist it so that it never goes to spam. But be ready. By 9:30, you'll have a new one. Okay? So, yeah. So if you're still like, man, I checked spam and I still just wait till 9:28. Okay? And then let's see. So, and how did you get that? You're going to contact Ryan at fxbootcamp.com. Okay. Thank you, Jim. Yeah, I have a simple goal. I want us to be known to have the world's best customer service. Not just the world's greatest training service, but the world's greatest customer service. So, not a problem, Hal. I don't know if he's listening, though. There's no response. Well, all right. So that's that. So, oh, no, look at it making a higher high. That's the 64%, bro. See, if it goes higher high, I'm making money on this. I own it, but I got to kill this short. I'm actually triple leveraged short. So I will probably have to make the dirty decision to breach it. Yeah. Yeah, and if it seems like it's not there, Jim, right? If people are have problems. I'm a funny dude, though, because if I have a problem, I just go to YouTube. How do you install indicators on MT4? There's, 200,000 videos, but whatever. I should have it there, but at the very least, talk to Ryan. Ryan will take care of you. That's what I want. Even better than a video. Let's talk to a human. I'll give you a human. All right, so yeah, so there's in this at traders.co, one of the things I wanted developed is a premium calendar that doesn't tell me all the crap I don't need to know. I just want to know what I want to know, if you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I mean. Huh? And so I just pulled it to premium calendar, and it's like, so wonderful. So I get to what I need very quickly, and then it shows me a different way to analyze news events, which is interesting. So usually I look at news as a high volatility event-driven strategy, right? So this calendar does something that my old service, NewsTrader Pro, used to do. So I had a Windows program. This was back in the time before apps, and it was very complicated to do this type of fundamental analysis on the internet. So I had a Windows program that would analyze like the recent news. The most recent news that came out was the balance of trade data out of Canada. Cool. So if I had the data on my NewsTrader Pro platform, it could tell you what happened over the last 3 years of Canadian trade balance data coming out. And we would track it. The 2 hours after the news event, we would track. So, well, I should break it down into smaller pieces. What was the number? Was it greater, equal to, or less than expected? And then what was the range of pips from the moment the news came out to the close of 2 hourly candles? And then was that range up or was that range down? And then you could organize the data on NewsTrader Pro to say, if the news comes out greater than expected, go back to all the periods over the last 3 years where the news was greater than expected, and then tell me the average the range, which would show me the volatility. So it would say if the Canadian trade balance data was greater than expected, then in those periods and only those periods, the volatility would be generally up and it would be on average 38 pips. Then if it came out less than expected, I could just reorganize it, or I could just look at the overall average and really know which news events to pay attention to, which ones were most volatile, and then, greater than expected or less than expected type and direction on average. You see, like that would be important, wouldn't it? Well, this is what I was doing 15 years ago. Where were you? Where were you? Jim was there. Jim was there, right? So like we were doing this quantitative analysis from the very beginning. So like QuantBox is only the newest version of something that I've been doing for 20 years. So now I want something similar, and I have it. And it's interesting because this Canadian balance of trade, that's not really a news event I actually pay attention to, but now I have the data. Okay? So what was does anybody have the number? Balance of trade, was it greater than expected? Was it as expected? Okay. Yeah, missed. Okay. So what it did is when the news came out, it filtered out as expected and it filtered out greater than expected. This is the AI giving me a report right now. Okay. Pretty amazing, right? Then it said, when you look at USD kitty CAD, okay, so now we're looking at the CAD. Having gone back a year, so it remembers 12 Canadian balance of trades. Okay? And in particular, I think 12 misses. So in the past 12 misses, USD CAD 75% of the time went up during the two for over the period of 2 hours. Over the period of 4 hours, 75% of the time went up. Over the 12-hour period, 75% of the time it went up. But 48 hours down. So in conclusion, it just looked at the past. It looked at 12 misses. And of those misses, USD CAD 75% of the time went up for a little bit, but not the long run. Oh, interesting. And that's my Aussie. By the way, there's that move yesterday. So traders actually explained this green candle to me before it happened. And it had to do with Canadian news at 10 a.m. It was insane. I mean, it was insane. And I watched it and I thought it was insanity. I even talked about it with my wife this morning. I'm like, I can't believe it. Like, that's why you have AI. I mean, it just knew that. So anyways, so what it was saying here is, in the past, remember, it doesn't predict future results, but it might be useful information. So you want to break it down into hourly. And the news just came out recently, so probably this doji, right? And it said in the 2-hour period, it went up 75%. In the 4-hour period, it went up 75%. And in the 12-hour period. So let's just kind of do something like that. But after that, it was back down 75% of the time. Oh. So then I could kind of maybe guess. It doesn't say by how much. That's irrelevant. Or maybe I would venture to a retail trader that would be disruptive. If it told you like the expectation of the pip, now you just turn your brain off. And that's a recipe for disaster and failure. To me, if you turn your brain off, you're a failure. Oh, the machine will make me rich. No, you're a failure. If you give up like that, dude, it's never a recipe for success in any industry, right? But anyways, this is useful information. And then you might say, well, okay, if I were to combine that with my thought process, oh, that's actually not bad. You're like, based on the past, there's a high likelihood of some up. And then at some point, it looks like a high probability of resumption there. So maybe this is my line. Useful information. But here's the thing. I have the same type of data, not just for USD CAD, which you assume makes sense for Canadian balance of trade, but I have it, right? I have the same analysis for Aussie dollar, Euro dollar, Pound dollar, Kiwi dollar, and USD yen relative to the 2 hours and beyond. Some of them are even longer than that for swing traders. It even gives swing trade analysis on the average direction of those assets relative to misses on Canadian trade balance. Like, holy, like, wow. That is amazing amount of detail. Thank you, AI. And I will be able to offer this to you probably by March 1st. Definitely by the end of the first quarter, for sure. Unless an asteroid hits the planet, then it might be delayed. But it's insane, the amount of detail. But remember, the machines work for you. You don't work for the machines. So these are tools. They're even really trainers when you see its technical analysis, and I can't wait for you to see it. It will train you to be a better technician. I mean, seriously, you're going to learn technical analysis. And even if you know it, you're going to be impressed. And if you do it right, you'll look at things and say, well, let me go check that out on my charts. And you pull that up on your charts and you start confirming or denying it, whether you agree with the AI or not. And if you do stuff like that, first of all, you're doing it right. Second of all, you're going to have more confidence in your trade plans when you agree with the AI, because you'll figure it out. And I was doing this yesterday. I'm like, oh, I see what it's doing. You're like, oh, snap, it's selling at a central pivot and it's going down into the daily target. Oh, it's a day trade. And you're like, oh, I get that. Yeah, I'd do that too. I mean, yeah. So anyways, I'm jazzed, huh? So make sure you sign up, get on the whisper list. I'm telling you, I'm not going to announce it to anybody else. Only whisper list people will be able to try it. And it's pretty soon. And I have some stuff I want to email to you before then. So you got to be on the traders.co list. Thank you for those that are sending me emails about prop firms. That's cool. Appreciate that. All right, so let's go out into the world. I'm waiting for the markets to open. A few more minutes, okay. I mean, we could just look at this one. So we're coming back, and we're revisiting this retest, which makes sense. I could drag this down a little bit, and you can see on the left, real body there. So technically this matters. If it goes up higher, I'll probably be forced to out. Or wait, I'm already out. Oh, I moved it, right? 160 pips. I'm out. I jammed the stop yesterday, right? I was up 200 and I think I locked in 150 or 160. Cool. I'm out, as they say in Canada. Cool. Right on. So free to re-enter, I suppose. That might be interesting later today. Cool, man. Cool beans. Neato. Okay, this looks interesting to me. Rejected at the top again. I've been screaming bloody murder about this for a while. But, okay, and that is a big but. This is definitely an opportunity for you if you want to be a bull. Should you be a bull? I don't know. Ask your mom. Ask your bartender. Ask your priest. I don't know. Or you do your research and you make a decision. But if you're going to be a bull, that would be the proper way of doing it. Okay? Going to a smaller time frame, obviously. Let's do it this way. Okay? Okay, somewhere in here. Now with this one, you were probably thinking this. Didn't quite get it. Then you're probably thinking this, and then did get it. So my guess, if you were on this, because you can see it's beautifully a role reversal. Okay, whether it was there or there, very clearly these are very clear. Okay, very clear price action. This would have been the one I would have done, but there was never on a 15-minute chart never a trigger. This and this are definitely triggers. So my guess is you're in here somewhere on this. And now you're climbing the ladder, huh? If you're a bull, okay, if you are a bull, now that's an interesting price action here, but it's right around the market open. A failure to a high and a little lower low is a little concerning. You're like, huh? Like Scooby? Zoinks! Right? You're like, that's not supposed to be there, but that just might be the vol kicking in. On the higher time frame, it might be something like this. A bull might be worried about that central, but if you're a bull, be a bull. Come on. Okay? And so, yeah, like I said, look, if you're a bull, if you're already a bull, dude, that's, yeah, that's something. There's too much confusion here, said the Joker to the thief. I can't get no relief. Anyways, cool, man. Cool beans. Now, bears are going to want to sell this. It's a little too early, I think, for bears. So bears, your plan A is the lower high. Your plan B is yet another top. Euro Swissy, some up vol. Do you guys trade Euro Swissy? Okay. Well, looks like I picked the bottom on this. So the breakout, pull back, enter, but right, held on. But the Forex radar, noticed this move here. So what would you do with this? If you want to be a bull on Euro Swiss franc, and that would most likely be a risk-on scenario, you probably want to look at this zone as a buy the dip type strategy. And yeah. Okay. That's that. What do you guys think of that? Do you guys agree? Let's do a poll. Let me pull this. Let's do a poll, yo. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Do you agree with the Euro Swissy breakout strategy? Question mark. Yes, no, not sure. Okay, let's do it. Let's see what you think. Businessman, they drink my wine. They come and steal my earth. Okay, and we'll have it arrowed out to here. Okay, now I will be truthful. I would never have looked at this. The AI found it. It said, did you see that giant engulfing candle? In fact, it saw not bearish, bullish, breakout, higher high. Oh, now it doesn't say look for the pullback, but I know how to trade. So if I was going to trade this, I would catch a pullback if I were me. And if I were me, I would probably, do stuff like I'd look at this level, I would look at this level, I'd look at moving averages, I would look at Fibonacci, I would do insert indicators, custom biased pivots, and I say, help me biased pivots, help me. I'm bullish. I want to buy a dip. So I want to look at that and I have to refresh this to catch it up. And now I have all kinds, so I'll drop into a smaller time frame, drop into a 15-minute, and you know what I'd be doing right now? See, this is the, okay. You know what I'd be doing right now? From where we are right now to right there, I would be on this 15-minute chart or a 5-minute chart looking for bullishness. I just set my market open trade plan. I know my prices, but let me look at it between 93.85, where we are now, and as low as 93.60. Maybe should I even go lower than that? Probably not, but as low as 93.50. Preferably not. So let's say around this 93.75. It could be 85, it could be 65, but I want to buy. Now, do you think it's too late to have been alerted to this now? Is it sort of useless information if you have to be this fast? You're like, Wayne, that's really nice AI, that's cool, but I can't be Johnny on the spot like this every 2 seconds. Maybe something comes out and I got to run over there. Run over there without a second to lose. You're like, well, this information came out 2 hours ago. $93.60. So you're doing the real body on what? On which candle? You Art? Are you doing hourly or day? 4 hour? So Art's doing this one. You want to do real body or wick? Bottom of the large wick. Is that what you're doing? Around that? I'm not sure what time frame you're looking at, but anyways. Is that right? 4 hour 55? Sure. It's also the daily 21. Now this is interesting. This is its own pattern, isn't it? So you can see the downtrend, but things get interesting here. If okay, you see, this can get interesting. Is it a change in direction? Not yet, but it could be. Not yet. Not yet, but it could be. Okay. Now, in this situation, you don't use the 2155. Well, I mean, you could. Nah. But no, I suppose you could. But all right, so anyways, maybe something's happening there. Some seasonality data from QuantBox would be helpful, wouldn't it? How many people here trade major stocks? Like the big top 12, top 20? Okay. So AI thinks NASI's going up today. I don't necessarily love it, but it's already 9 hours ago. But then I can get you data on specifics. So let's go to NASDAQ. So we'll go back to here. I don't want it to go up, but 9 hours ago, no, 9 hours ago, traders, the stock indice radar at traders.co 9 hours ago. Probably not even that one. So this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hours ago, it said NASDAQ up. Ascending triangle identified, and that is the time, but I need to update. I keep forgetting to talk to them about the server time. This pattern is still in the process of forming. Possible bullish price movement towards the resistance at 17,697 within the next 10 hours. 17,697. That's just a little higher than us. Let me put that in as a line. Hang on. I can copy and paste. Let me just, because it's 697.18. So let's just do that. I can copy and paste it better. And then we go like this, paste, and go. Where'd it go? What? Why did it go away? Must have done something wrong. Let's do it again. Let's see what happened. Delete. Maybe I have to delete it first. Maybe I just put some extraordinary number. Maybe it's a decimal instead of a comma. Maybe I can just kill it altogether. There we go. Oh, God! So 9 hours ago, I don't know if it's including that one in the hours. It might have been this one. But 9 hours ago, it said up to there. Whoa, dude. Whoa, we missed it. Oh, my God. So it said an ascending triangle formed last night on this hourly chart. It's pretty specific, isn't it? And I'm trying to look at it. Wick. It's interesting. See, I wouldn't have drawn it that way if I were me. It went like this. And then it connected these. These? Huh. I wouldn't have done that. And then it drew, interesting. So let me try to get this as close as possible. And then the up had happened. So I'm right. So that's when it went. So it drew it like this. And then it says here to here. And the AI draws the trend lines, it draws the arrow, and then it writes the words. So that's what it looks like. Let me get rid of this. That wasn't there. Delete. Oh, well, didn't mean to do that. Sorry I'm so excited about this. And then it doesn't draw this line. So it doesn't, so forget about the purpley stuff. That's all the stuff I've drawn. So this is my analysis I'm deleting. But the thing is, that's what it said 9 hours ago. You would have gotten something like that. And look how close it was. The actual target was here. And I have it to like the 10th of a point. Wow, huh? Not bad? Gee whiz, it was close. Like, it didn't hit, but gee whiz, that was close. Okay? It even said within the next 10 hours. That's the 10th hour candle. Like, my gourd. Am I overdoing this? I think I'm overdoing this, right? You guys are like, dude, you're not into it. Okay. There's not much on the stock side. It's not, but it's saying sell AMD today. That's interesting. Does anyone trade AMD? I know AMD. I've driven past AMD forever. I knew people that worked at AMD when I lived in the Silicon Valley. It's saying down for the next 14 hours. But it said it yesterday, so it's probably already down. I guess we can ask Google. $169, it says 153. Dude, it's sold it at 180. What the heck? What? No, that can't be right. More about it. Can we get more advanced than this? It wasn't 180. Yeah, see that? Why did it sell 180? Where's the 180 coming from? Does this give us better charts if I click on any of this? I don't want to bring up my corporate account. How do you get most active? How do I get? Anyways, it says down. 68% chance of down. Interesting. Whatever. It does it. It's the only thing it sees. All right, so we're back off the top, and the market is opened, and I am watching this one the most closely, guys, because I do have a short ETF protecting my cash. So I benefit the most if all this goes up. But if it goes up today, if it's a ripper strong day, I got to bail on this short. So this is the decision making. It's consuming my thoughts today. Do I bail on my short or not? Do I remove my hedge or not? And so, oh my God, the next couple of hours are incredibly meaningful to that decision. Okay. And using this advanced calendar, there's no new news that you need to care about until Friday at 8:30. That's the Canadian jobs report, so I covered that. And then there's some Aussie news coming out Monday night. And then there's some news, 3 news pieces on Thursday. And then, you know, it's cool. So I can see going out almost the entire month, the top 10 market movers, and it just kills everything else. The other 200 different things happening around the world, well, they might be important to you or somebody, but as far as market response, it's looked at every single piece of news ever, and it knows which ones are important and which ones are not. Interesting. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 things this month. And one of them was an hour ago. And nothing else matters. Anyone can see. All right, I gotta go. My hedge. I gotta go. Thank you for being part of the community. Thank you for listening to me go through some of the thoughts that the AI has. If you're interested, you got to go to tradars.co. I guess I can type it. Okay, and put your name on the list. Okay, got to get on the list. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Thank you to you. Thank you to Traders Way. Thank you to me. This is great. This is good. This is wonderful. I'll see you soon. It's a Wednesday, so day traders, I'll see you at 4 for the market close. Cheers.